Hello, I'm Marie Pijanowski, and the session today is enhancing your LinkedIn profile to help accomplish your goals. So, who here is on LinkedIn? Okay, yeah. And what is it? Networking site, yes. And who's it for? Business professionals. hmm And how many people are on it these days? About 2 million as of February 1st. So, what's the importance of having a LinkedIn profile? Okay. Uh, Connecting with people? Yeah. Oh, and you connected with somebody that you used to work with because they found you on LinkedIn. Yeah, that's great. And you have a past relationship, so that provides credibility, and then also you can kind of help each other going forward. Um, Oh, and a potential client approached you because he found you in a group that you're in with a discussion. Those are all great things that happen on LinkedIn. So I've got a couple of slides here and just with some different statistics. So let's see which ones you might have a comment about or um, know something about. Yeah, so there's 2.7 million people um, that have company pages on LinkedIn. And it also helps you find people and target by the different searches and narrowing it down to find what you're looking for and with the research too. Okay, and let's take a look at this next slide. So it allows you to connect with people in your company, right? But not just like at the local level. You can discover other people regionally and internationally in your company. Possibilities of that, having a mentor, learning about a department, how they did some of the same things with you starting that same department. So getting some information from them. Something important to know, right, is social media is one of the two most important engagement that you can have with people. And the first one is face to face. So it's second. So that's a pretty good reason. Let's take a look at a sample LinkedIn profile, since we all agree, right, that being on LinkedIn with a strong profile is helpful. So let's look at Janice here and see what we can infer about Janice. So what do we know? She's a president and CEO of a company, right? And she's in Macon, Georgia, and she has 18 connections, and she's in pharmaceuticals. And that's all we know, right? So would you do business with her? Right, we don't have enough information. So what would it look like for more information on that LinkedIn profile? What are we looking for? A picture? Yeah, that would be great, right? And what kind of a picture? Professional, right? In a suit with nothing else in the photo. No logos because we can't emotionally connect with logos because we do business with people we like, know, and trust. So we need to be able to see them. All right. What about a title? She has Prez. Does anyone usually look for Prez? Yeah, we want that spelled out. And there's opportunities in that searchable line of keywords. So my advice to you is to put as many keywords that people would look up in regards to finding you. They only give you a certain amount of characters, so you can kind of play with the max that you can get. So for example, trainer, speaker, relationship builder, and then I put some of my specialties there as well. So those are a couple of good things. You can also personalize your LinkedIn address, and they show you how to do that, where you can put your name on it rather than the odd characters that they give you. How about many of you, do you have recommendations on your LinkedIn? Yeah, and what does that do? That provides credibility, right? And also endorsements are a newer thing, probably about 7 months ago. And how do they differentiate from the recommendations? Yeah, they're easier, and you can specifically, put your endorsement beside one quality that the person has. And that also promotes goodwill. And of course, you only do it sincerely. So the endorsements are another way. What else? The connections you have. Yeah. Do you have 18, or do you have 100, or do you have 500? And who are those connections with? And people kind of like to see what type of people you're connecting with, because that's also credibility, and it gives more insight into you. And even there's on the profiles some causes that you can put that you're interested in, as far as, education or animals or human rights. And what does that do? That allows people to see your values, and it gives commonality in connecting. Another thing along that lines is that millennials are very big on causes, and they want to know that your values are like theirs. And for example, I have a daughter who will not work for a company that isn't a green company. So, and on a side note, in 2020, depending on what you read, because statistics vary by 25%, but it says that 50% of our workforce will be millennials, and I've seen up to as high as 75%. So that's something that companies or members of companies want to have on their profile as well. And should your profile be static or dynamic? Sure, dynamic. And how do we make it so? By strengthening it. But what's something that we can do every day that makes it more dynamic? Yeah, those updates, sharing information or providing some motivation or letting people know that you're active on LinkedIn. Okay, great. All right, and here's just some example slides of what some of these things look like. Now, so I want all of us, or let's get in groups, and we're going to talk about why a strong LinkedIn profile is important to your goals. So we're going to count off in 4s, and then, okay, so we've done that, and let's go ahead and stand up. Group 1s, the 1s are over here, the 2s are over here, 3s are over here, and the 4s are over here. Now we're just going to take about 3 to 4 minutes and talk about what you think about that, and we'll go ahead and pick a reporter in each group, and then they'll report back at the time limit. Who has the first question? All right, please begin. And I'll be walking around if you have any questions. Okay. All right, so first group, Go ahead and let us know. Yes, great. All right, let's give them a round of applause. Group 2, and so on. Nice job with that. So, what we can say about this is that it's important we're represented online because it shows our credibility, and that's where most people search before they do business or they connect with somebody. People like to do business with those they know and trust. Building relationships is the most important action you can take in business. So great job today, and you have a great night. It's been a pleasure working with you today.